I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kelly. We are back with another video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy true crime stories, news and politics, and so much more, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button, guys. I would very much appreciate it and would love for you to join me here on my channel. And if you are a returning listener or subscriber, thank you guys so much for being a friend as always. Please interact with the video. Let me know what you think of the topic in the comments. Like it if you like it. And make sure you hit the bell, guys. I love to see that as always, and I thank everyone for watching this video. So today we are doing a little update on the Kouri Richins case, guys. And you know, when this first came out, I did cover it initially. I did not think that this would be one of the standout cases that would be like making some news and just kind of you know, heating up a little. And so we have a spicy little letter, okay, that may or may not mean something to the case. I personally think that it's pretty telling, but who am I? You know, just a person. So I want to know what you guys think, and we'll get into the letter and then we'll hop on out of here, guys. So let me know.
Now to the latest on Kouri Richins. She's the Utah mom accused of killing her husband, then writing a children's book on dealing with grief. Now her defense team is fighting back against the state's request to cut off all contact between her and her mother.
Yeah, her attorneys are demanding that the state hand over evidence regarding the search of her jail cell, which led to the discovery of a letter that the state believes was giving her family instructions on how to lie about the case. But some legal analysts say it'll be very tough for the state to get that no contact order.
2 News' Paul Nelson is live at the Summit County Courthouse with more. And Paul, what is the very latest on this?
Well, defense attorney Sky Lazaro, she did issue a subpoena to the Summit County Sheriff's demanding all the evidence, all the surveillance video of the events that led up to the search where this walk the dog letter was found. And that includes the body cam video and also any video of the search of her cell. Now, Richins claims that the letter was actually a part of a fiction book that she's writing.
But do they actually have to turn over that footage? I'm not too sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not a lawyer, but you have no presumption of privacy when you are a prisoner in a jail cell, okay? You can get your little 8x8 cell searched at any given time, and anything that they find that they deem to be contraband or relevant possibly to making a case against you can be seized and used against you. I don't know.
Well, according to these court records, Heidi, the letter was reportedly written for Richins' mother and states that she should coach and tell people what to say about this case.
According to these court records, Kouri Richins, the mother accused of killing her husband, claims that a note recently found in her jail cell was not a letter to her mother, but rather an excerpt for a fictional book she is writing. The handwritten 6-page note reportedly written by Richins instructs her brother to make a connection to Mexico and drugs, and allegedly instructs another man not to send text messages about him and Richins doing anything together.
In a case like this, you want to try to protect against convicting somebody before all the evidence is out. You want to make sure that there's due process.
In newly released court records, prosecutors claim the letter was found in a book in her jail cell. Then a day later, Richins allegedly said over a recorded jail phone call, quote, "Those papers were not a letter to you guys. They were part of my freaking book. I was writing this fictional mystery book. I go to Mexico and I'm trying to find these drugs. I'm writing about Dad, like me and Dad went to Mexico to find these drugs." You can tell the whole thing is very much a story.
The thing that is difficult for the defense is to explain why the next day she would make another call and say, "Oh, I'm not saying that that's the truth. I'm saying that that was part of a fictional book that I was writing."
Let's read the letter for ourselves, guys, and let's just put this to bed. I'll let you guys come up with your own conclusions. Do y'all think that this was simply just an innocent excerpt? So this is from, again, and I guess preface this by saying, if you guys don't know about Kouri Richins, I'll give you a brief summary of her case. She is a wife and mother, and she had 3 small young boys with her husband of about 13 years. She had been accused of killing her husband by way of poisoning him, and there had been many issues between them in the past. They had been fighting over money. There had been financial issues, previous allegations of poisoning, life insurance policies taken out, just buku shade, buku sus activity, and everyone's side-eyeing the situation. I'm everyone. But I'm just saying, it's a very circumstantial case at this point, but I think that the totality of the circumstances doesn't look good. So let's get into this letter, and they're calling it the walk the dog letter because obviously you can see at the very top it says walk the dog. Okay, so it is a bit hard to read, but we'll do our best. So I don't know if we have an explanation for what the meaning of this is. I'm sure she's going to later on allege that this was the title of her book or some such nonsense. You know, who knows? And then off to the side it says, but take vague notes so you remember, with an asterisk by it. Okay, so let's go on. This is page 1. And this is, again, from Kouri Richins to her mother from her jail cell. And Sky is her lawyer. Sky is saying, even if the gummies have fentanyl in them, the prosecutor will say I tried to put the fentanyl in the gummies so Eric would have them. Stupid, I know, but that's what she's thinking. We will still test them, though. However, she wants to link Eric getting drugs, pills, from Mexico, so we need some kind of connection. Her private investigator is doing some research on the ranch/cartel place Eric would stay at. Here is what I'm thinking, but you have to talk to Ronnie. He would probably have to testify to this, but it's super short, not a lot to it. He will need to tell Sky at the meeting next week. Upon information and belief, and just like they say in parentheses, a year prior to Eric's death, Ronnie was over watching football one Sunday, and Eric and Ronnie were chatting about Eric's Mexico trips. Eric told Ronnie he gets pain pills and fentanyl from Mexico from the workers at the ranch. Not to tell me because I would get mad because I always said he just gets high every night and won't help take care of the kids. There are pictures in my phone of Eric passed out on the floor in the chair. Okay, Amber Heard girl, did you poop on the bed too? Anyways, Ronnie should have texts from Eric talking about getting high as well. Eric told Ronnie he keeps them in an allergy pill bottle in his work truck so I wouldn't find them. Ronnie never told me about the conversation. Eric finally told me and asked if somebody, I think this is a name, could get him some. Eric never wanted anyone to know he had an issue, especially get caught. He always wanted Kouri to go down for him. Now this is her talking about herself in third person, telling her mom to tell her brother what to testify to. Okay, I continue. He always wanted Kouri to go down for him. When they traveled, Eric would put his drugs in Kouri's bag at the airlines right before they boarded. That way, if they were caught, Kouri got into trouble, not him. Once they got to wherever they were going, Eric would pull the drugs out of her bag and it would cause a huge fight. She was pissed. He would risk her going to jail for his drug use. He just would laugh about it. Eric couldn't ruin his image that he had drug issues, so he would do whatever he had to. Kouri has never done any type of pills. Okay. Didn't like them. Rarely would she consume THC. Okay. Only if Eric begged her because it was a special occasion. Okay, girl. Reword this however he needs to make the point. Just include it all. The connection has to be made with Mexico and drugs. Ronnie will have the messages to prove Eric confided in him about getting high. It can be short and to the point, but has to be done. Upon information and belief, LOL. Oh, is this funny? It's funny to you, girl? Okay. They never found pain pills or fentanyl in my house because he hid it in allergy bottles in work truck, and Cody emptied out work truck within a week, so they were never found. So already off the bat, does this sound like a excerpt from a novel to you guys? Do you normally see LOL in a novel? Because yeah, and I just want to say, there's words, okay, especially, ma'am, hello, especially, okay, I'm going to stop you right there. She's got misspelled words all throughout. Grammar's horrible. If this is a novel, just hang it up flat screen, okay, girl? Anywho, we continue. When you talk to Ronnie about this, meet up with him in person. I worry sometimes you have your house and phone are bugged. Maybe drive down to SL and meet him after work without Bree, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. And it says Sky has to make the connection between Eric and Mexico because that makes the most sense in her mind. She kind of threw her lawyer under the bus too here. I mean, my goodness. If it's Ronnie information and belief about the conversation over football, she can use that as a connection. Tell Ronnie don't overanalyze it. It was a quick 2-minute conversation. LOL again. Tell him I need him to do this. Bring me home and then we will get those damn bitches. Oh my God, man, the mouth on you. Jeez. Okay, we continue. Also, please text Lotto or call. Tell him, do not text me anything about us doing things together ever. Like church, skiing, trips, nothing that puts us together. It doesn't look good. We're so close to the end. Let's push through. Have the conversation with Ronnie before he meets with Sky. Then tell him to tell Sky at the meeting about the conversation. Hang in there. We're almost there. Love you to the moon. And then again, she writes, take fake notes of all of this so you remember before you walk the dog. What does walk the dog mean, ma'am? Hello, I have questions. I would really like to know. I feel like y'all, it's giving you're up to no good. So now we have page 4. I saw a commercial yesterday. Utah Mortgage Relief. Google them, please. It's for people behind on their mortgage. Can you see if they can help at all on Marissa's house, please? We have to get hers, yours, and Chelsea's taken care of ASAP. Try to go to that place in commas. What about asking Lotto to do a loan solely in his name and not have you on there? Who the F is Lotto, too? Okay. Anyways. I know he can do a home equity line of credit on his house in Hideout. Not sure if he would, but I know he has like $1 million in equity. Girl, why are you in this man's pockets? What? This woman is a busybody. I mean, she just had her hand in everyone's damn pocketbook. I mean, maybe he just doesn't know about HELOC, home equity. If he wants to help me, taking care of these loans is most important. I don't give a shit about the yodels. Okay. Remember I told you one way to get at Katie is the sister of her deceased husband, who she's being accused of killing. And that's where the family drama kind of had started to come out, because Eric, who is the deceased in this particular case, had expressed to Katie, his sister, his fears about his wife potentially trying to poison him. And so when this all popped off, immediately she was raising the flag on this, and she was trying to call attention to the fact that Kouri should be looked at. So they've been butting heads from the beginning, and there was even an altercation that happened like the day after at the home, when Kouri was like basically throwing a celebration party, because she had just like finalized this extravagant house that Eric didn't want to pay for, but she really wanted. And the day after he died, lo and behold, she went and finalized the details on that house. Isn't that funny? But so this is what she says about Eric's sister. Remember, I told you one way to get at Katie is going through my phone and finding a picture of her girls, even with the boys, meaning Kouri's kids, the boys. Print 15 copies and send them out anonymously to different media companies. Obviously, don't email the picture so it's not traceable. She would be livid if it got out to the public. You would just have to do it sneakily and be careful. She would try and trace it back to you. If not, no worries. Okay, so where do we begin with this? This is absolutely fucked up on many different levels. First of all, not only are you plotting on this woman who is a victim herself and her kids who are your nieces, you don't even care to sacrifice your own children's images getting out to the public. How sick is this lady? Like, I just... And she's more worried about her home equity loans than she is about her case. I mean, she just thinks she's going to walk out of this jail. She thinks she's got it going on. So page 5, we're almost finished. Sky is having my girls... Okay, yeah, again, ma'am, you're a writer, you say? Okay, all right. The first interview with Good Morning America. Please tell Chelsea to bring up that he hasn't been to church in the 13 years she has known him, and Eric would brag to her about how much he drank and did pills in high school. Tell Kelsey, underlined, to say Eric always wanted Kouri to go down for him. For example, he would put drugs in her suitcase when we would travel together. So if anyone gets caught, it was Kouri. He would put it in her bag right before they left the house, so Kouri didn't know. Then when he would land, Eric would take them out of her bag, and Kouri would be pissed, and they would argue about it. Tell Kelsey to say how Eric didn't care and would just laugh about it and say, well, I can't get in trouble, as if it was okay that I got in trouble. Have Selma talk about Eric in Spain not being able to drink, so he was looking for drugs the entire time, and explain the drink the waitress gave him, and how I called his doctor and went to the pharmacy immediately. Have Allie talk about how the sisters have always been jealous of me, because anything they could do, Kouri could do better. Being a mom, college, stay-at-home wife until she built $1 million company, a nice house, car, everything. Is there anything Kouri can't do? Oh my God, she's the perfect woman. God broke the mold when he made Kouri Richins. Did he not? Okay. We continue. Everything she had, they wanted. This comes down to jealousy, money, and Eric's partying that they don't want to acknowledge, and sadly, an accidental overdose. I'm sure you're very sad. Lastly, don't forget to work on the gun receipts. We want to file charges and let the prosecutor not do anything about it to use in our defense. Will you buy a box of Crest white strips? Open them up, put in an envelope, and have Sky give them to me so you can tell her what's in the envelope. I'm sure she won't care. I'll make sure they can't be found in my cell. My teeth are yellow from so much coffee and tea all day. I love you. I love you. I love you. Hang in there. We're getting there. You are the best mom in the whole world. I'm so lucky to have you. Yikes. So, what a turn of events. What an ironic thing to say in the letter that she's going to make sure that, you know, she knows where to hide things in her cell where they can't be found. As we obviously can see by the fact that this letter was found in her cell and she wasn't able to hide it. So, yeah. And then not only that, she's throwing her lawyer under the bus multiple times in this letter by basically saying that they were discussing ways to suggest testimony to their potential witnesses, and that her lawyer wouldn't mind sneaking in contraband to the jail where that's totally illegal and not allowed to do. If I was the lawyer on her case, I would have been fuming. I don't know. I mean, obviously the lawyer she's coming and she's doing a good job, I have to say. And she filed motions necessary to counteract this new information that came out via this letter. So it doesn't seem like she's too upset about it, but I'm sure behind the scenes it's a different story. She's got a job to do ultimately, and she's doing it. So it's an interesting thing to me. This stinks. This screams guilt. Obviously, it's idiotic to me and asinine that somebody would even think to write this. And what they're alleging is that she had showed it, like held it up to her mom during a visit so that her mom could read it silently and take notes, and then like later have that information without having to send it through the mail, because she obviously had some wherewithal that if she did send this through the mail from the jail, that they would read her mail. So she obviously knows that. So she was trying to work around it and do a little, covert operation, very Carmen Sandiego like, okay? That's the vibe it's giving me. But unfortunately, she is no Carmen Sandiego. She is just a stupid bitch who's being accused of killing her husband. And it looks really bad, ma'am. I have to say, I'm pretty sure you did it, It's just, and I have questions. Who's Lotto? Who is Lotto? I would love to know that. Is this a lover of yours? Is this a lover of your mother's? Is this a sugar daddy? I don't know. Who is it? I have questions. And so the state is obviously trying to use this. They've filed a motion accusing her of witness tampering, trying to get a gag order to where Kouri cannot any longer speak to the witnesses that are crucial to this case and who may be being influenced by her. Now, where that's going to go, I'm really not sure. I did watch a lawyer who, is a currently practicing lawyer discussing this letter and saying that there are some defenses to this, and that obviously any good defense lawyer will be able to spin this to say that this is not her suggesting testimony, or this is not her trying to influence testimony. This is just her going over testimony with people who would have testified the exact same information. She's just trying to make sure that it's solidified, and that basically, if she's telling something that is a fact and just reiterating that to the people who are parties to her defense, technically that it can be spun in that way. Now, it could also be used by the prosecution to impeach witnesses. So it's going to be interesting to see. And then the Good Morning America interview that happened will come into play later if some of the information that was written in this letter was then restated by these same people, just as she described on that interview. So I'd be curious to see that. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Is this a excerpt from a book? Is this Kouri Richins just getting her creative juices flowing? Do y'all believe it? Do y'all think that this is just an innocent thing? There's an explanation for this? Or do y'all think there's something more lying beneath the surface? Something kind of nasty. She seems like a nasty woman. Everybody's jealous of her. Everybody wants to be her, and she's an amazing mom, and she's been to the moon, and she discovered, the internet and everything else. I mean, obviously, so everyone wants to be Kouri Richins, but not everyone wants to be in Kouri Richins' place, which is not a good place right now, in my opinion, because this letter, it's giving guilty. It is giving guilty, man, because why, if you believe that in your heart you did nothing wrong, which I would argue that there's proof that you did, I don't know, why do you need to go over this and tell people what they need to say, remind people of details? If they're good witnesses and they know what you are alleging that they know, they should be able to provide that information on their own, I would think. But y'all let me know in the comments, guys. Like the video if you like it, and please subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I would very much appreciate that. And yeah, guys, it's a bad day for Kouri Richins in jail, and I wouldn't want to be her or her lawyer. So until next time, guys, I will see y'all later. Okay, bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.